Sai Ram. So in the previous class, we had discussed what happened to Swami when he was lying on the bench in his father's office room. So what happened there? He remembered all the stories of devils and ghosts he had heard in his life. Next, what happened? What did he hear? When silence deepened in the room, he heard something. What were they? That is, ticking of the clock, rustle of trees, snoring sound, and some vague insects humming. It's a 2 more question, remember. Then what happened? He slept under the bench. Why? Because he considered it is the safest place, safer than on the bench, compact place and reassuring place. It is also a 2 more question, remember. Then when he slept under the bench, he got sleep, good sleep, he fell asleep. Next, what happened in the sleep? He had a dreadful dream, a frightening dream. He had the dream of a tiger which was chasing him. He could not move. His feet stuck to the ground. These are the dreadful experiences he had. Now today, come to the next lesson. So before that, he opened his eyes. He saw something moving in the room. He thought that it was a devil. His end had come. What did he do? When it came near, he caught it with all his might and used his teeth as a mortal weapon. As a result of that bite, what happened? Next, see 14th paragraph. Reaction of the person, reaction of the moving object. What did it do? How was the response of the moving object when he caught it? It cried. How? Ayyo! Something has bitten me. Who said this? The moving creature which was caught by Swami cried. How did it cry? Ayyo! Something has bitten me. Bite present, bit past, bitten past participle. Bite, bit, bitten. Something has bitten me. He did not know what had bitten him. Went forth and agonized. Go forth, it's a root form. Go forth means emanate, means come from. Went forth and agonized. An is article. Next word agonized begins from vowel sound. A. Agonized, an agonized. Agony means pain. Agonized means adjective. This one is adjective. Painful, full of pain, and agonized. Next, thundering. What kind of cry? It is agonized cry, thundering cry, very loud cry. Thunder means very loud. Thundering means very loud. Very loud cry, and was after that sound, after that agonized cry, what happened? And was, and is a conjunction, was followed by a, next what happened? Followed by a heavy tumbling and falling amidst furniture. Heavy tumbling. Tumble means falling helplessly. There was a sound of something falling helplessly. Next, heavy tumbling and falling amidst furniture. Amidst, A-M-I-D-S It's a preposition. Amidst means in the middle of or among. He fell in the middle of a furniture. Furniture singular, furniture plural. Then in a moment, so there was a loud sound, noise. In a moment, within a fraction of a second, father came who was sleeping in the other room. Cook who also came, and a servant came into the room. How? Carrying the light. It was dark. Swami was sleeping alone. So they came, hearing the noise, they came with the light. Next, they saw something. And all the three of them, who are they? Father, a servant, and a cook. All the three of them fell on the burglar. Who was that person? Who was that moving object? That is a burglar. They fell upon the burglar. Who is a burglar? Meaning is given there, very important. Remember, a person who enters a building. Why? In order to steal. So there are two words, steal. Homophones, you have that steal, S-T-E-A-L. The word used in this textbook is this one, S-T-E-A-L, steal. Another one is there. Which one? S-T-E-E-L. So these are homophones. What is a homophone? Spelling different, meaning different, pronunciation same. So a word having, words having different spelling, different meaning, same pronunciation. Pronunciation same, spelling different, meaning different. They are called homophones. Remember. The other example, see, see. Weak, weak. What's the meaning? Pronunciation same, weak, weak. Spelling different, W-E-A-K, W-E-E-K. Then pronunciation same, spelling different, meaning different. Here this one opposite of strong. Here 1 week, Monday to Sunday, Monday to Sunday. This one. So all the three of them fell on the burglar. Remember the word burglar, housebreaker. Who lay, laying. Who was lying? Amidst, in the middle of the furniture with a bleeding ankle. So who fell? Burglar fell. Who caught the burglar? Swami caught the burglar, thinking that it was a devil. So he was in the middle of, he was among the furniture with a bleeding ankle. Ankle, you know. Bleeding ankle, bleeding adjective. The wound is bleeding. Here bleeding is verb. Bleeding ankle, bleeding wound, adjective. Next day. So this is how Swami caught the burglar. This is how Swami proved his courage. Now next paragraph. Read the 4th paragraph silently. Yes, come to the 15th paragraph. Next day. Anyhow, he was caught. Next day, as usual, he went to the school. There what happened? Congratulations were showered on Swami. Next day, you know, when do we congratulate others? When you win the match. When you bring a trophy. When you bring award, reward, we the teachers, we the people congratulate you students. Is it not? Then how do you feel at that moment? You feel very proud of yourself, your ability. Congratulations were showered. Who showered congratulations on Swami the next day? The people, all the people, including the family members, including the villagers, including his classmates, everyone congratulated him. Why? Because he had done something great. So congratulations were showered on Swami the next day. Others showered congratulations on Swami the next day. Poured congratulations. How? It's a 2-mark question. Remember, his classmates, when he entered the campus, when he entered into the classroom, when he entered the gate, what happened? His classmates looked at him with great respect. They had great respect on Swami. Respect opposite. Respect opposite disrespect. Not irrespect, disrespect. With respect, they looked at him with great respect. Why? Because he had done something great. And his teacher, class teacher maybe, teacher patted his back. What is pat? Pat means strike. How? Gently. Very good. Nice. Patted his back. The headmaster said that. Then came the headmaster. He said that he was a true scout. So he acclaimed him. The headmaster felt very happy to see the boy who had done something great. How did he respond? What did he say? He said that Swami was a true scout. Who is a scout? One word substitute, see that. Who is a scout? One who is trained in doing acts of public service. A person who is trained in doing acts of public service, he is called a scout. So he is a true scout. What does he need more than this? This much is enough. So everyone's heart was filled with the name of this young boy. Next, Swami had bitten into the flesh of one of the most notorious housebreakers of the district. What did Swami do for this? He had bitten into the flesh of one of the most notorious housebreakers. There were many notorious housebreakers in that particular district. The police failed in catching those housebreakers. That housebreaker was in the wanted list. So he was successful. Swami was successful in catching him. Of the district, notorious. See, N-O-T-O-R-I-O-U-S. Notorious opposite famous. One of the most notorious housebreakers, burglars of the district, Swami caught. And the police were grateful. Grateful opposite. G-R-A-T-E. Remember the spelling? Abdul Kalam was a great man. G-R-E-A-T. I am grateful. This is the spelling. G-R-A-T-E-F-U-L. Correct spelling. Not G-R-E-A-T. Grateful, ungrateful. Grateful, ungrateful. Greatless, also correct. Grateful means thankful. Full of thanks. Thankful. Grateful means thankful. Grateful opposite, ungrateful. So the police were grateful. Police were thankful to him for it. It means what? For catching the burglar. They felt very happy. Now come to the next paragraph. What did the police inspector say? The police inspector said, looking at the face of that boy, Swami, feeling very happy, he asked him, why don't you join the police? Why don't you join the police? Why couldn't you join the police? When you are grown up. When you are grown up, why can't you join the police? That means the police inspector asked him to join the police. Why? Because he was successful in catching the burglar. He found something great skill in whom? Swami's nature. That is why he asked him, welcomed him. Why don't you join the police when you are grown up? Swami said, for the sake of politeness. For the sake of politeness. Swami said, when? Why don't you join the police when you are grown up? Swami said, for the sake of politeness. Politeness means COU. Courtesy. Respect. We should not immediately, what should you do? Yes, okay. You should repeat. Otherwise, it shows our impolite nature. So what did he say? For the sake of politeness, for the sake of courtesy, what did he say? Certainly, yes sir, definitely, yes sir, yes, I will join the police sir. He said, I will join the police sir. Definitely, certainly, uncertain opposite. Certainly, yes sir, I will join the police sir. Though he had made up his mind, though he had quite. Quite means fully. Though he had fully made up his mind, to make up one's mind. Make up one's mind means decide. He had already decided what? To be an engine driver. So Swami had set a goal. Swami had decided to become dash. He had already made up his mind to become dash. So what? To be an engine driver. So what was the goal of Swami? He wanted to become an engine driver. Then, or a railway guard. He wanted to become a railway guard. So he had set a goal. So what was the goal of Swami? When he became a grown-up person, he wanted to become an engine driver. He wanted to become a railway guard so that he could stop even railway train. Or a bus conductor, the richest man. Or a bus conductor. So what did Swami want to become later in life? He wanted to become an engine driver, a railway guard, or a bus conductor later in life. This is the goal of Swami. He didn't want to join the police, though he was invited, though he was welcomed by the police inspector. But he, for the sake of politeness, he said certainly. When he returned home that night, when father returned home that night from the club, that night, father asked mother of Swami, Swami's mother, father asked mother, where is the boy? Who is the boy here? Swami is the boy. Who said this? Father said this. To whom was it said? It was said to Swami's mother. Where is the boy? Who said? Father said to mother, where is the boy? Where is the boy? Important question. Now see how to change it into indirect speech. One more question. So father, you know it? Father said is there. It is a question. Sentence within the inverted comma is a question. So asked. Father asked. Leave to mother. Then join introductory part and speech part. The joining word is called conjunction. Conjunction. So what conjunction do we use here? That is same WH word, that is where. Where. Next, very easy method. Change this into a statement. Is the boy? The boy is. It becomes. Is the boy? Is the boy? The boy is. Correct? So, where? Write this one. Where the boy. This one past tense. So, it should be in past tense. Simple present, simple past. Where the boy was. Where is the boy? He said. He is asleep. Already when he is asleep. Already slept? Father asked. He didn't. Mother said, he didn't have a wink of sleep the whole of last night. This proves that mother came to the support of Swami. He had already slept. He didn't have a wink of sleep. See that, not have a wink of sleep means couldn't sleep. Mother said he couldn't sleep the whole night, whole last night because of your risky work. Said his mother. Where is he sleeping? Where is he sleeping? Where he was sleeping? In that speech, where he was sleeping? In his usual place, unusual opposite, in his usual place. Where? Which was the usual place of Swami? Beside his granny. In the passage is the usual place. Mother said casually. Mother said in an informal way. Mother said in without commitment, casually. Means without commitment. Unintentionally, informal way, casually, he went to bed at 7:30. Earlier than before. He went early. Then father got angry. Mother's words angered father. What did he say? Sleeping beside his granny again. Sleeping beside his granny again. Who sleeps beside his granny? Swami. No wonder. He wanted to be asleep before I could return home. Clever boy. Does he really mean he's a clever boy? No. Clever opposite? Clever, foolish. Dull, dunce. Clever opposite? Foolish. Dull, dunce. So clever boy, who is the clever boy here? Swami was the clever boy. As he was very clever, he slept early. This is the meaning. Mother lost temper. She lost her patience. Till then she had patience. Now she lost patience, lost her temper. What did she say? You let him sleep where he likes. Don't disturb him. Let him, leave him sleep wherever he likes. Don't disturb him. Let means leave. You need not risk. Need not opposite must. Need not opposite must. Must need not. You need not risk his life. You need not harm his life. You need not put him in danger. Life again. So don't put his life in danger again. Father mumbled. Mumble means speak not clearly, like a toothless person. Father mumbled when, as he went in. Why? To change. So he entered his room. All right, he said while moving into his room, he said, all right, okay. Mollycoddle. What's mollycoddle? Treat someone very kindly and protect the person too much from anything unpleasant means you treat him very kindly and protect him from unpleasant things. So mollycoddle, remember the word, and spoil him, harm him, spoil the boy as much as you like. Only don't blame me afterwards. I am not responsible for his spoil. You are only responsible for his spoil. Don't blame me. Don't ask me anything. I decided to make him a person who is courageous, but you are not allowing me. You are a hurdle. Then what was Swami doing? Where was Swami? Swami was sleeping beside his granny. As usual. Did he get a sleep, good sleep? No. He was awake. But he was pretending as if in a deep sleep. So covering his whole body with the blanket. So he was listening this conversation between mother and father. So how did he feel? Swami following the whole conversation from under the blanket. He was in the passage, he covered his body with the blanket, he was following the conversation. How did he feel? Felt tremendously, felt extremely, felt greatly, enormously. How? Relieved. It was a relief. The conversation between mother and father was a relief for whom? Swami. Why? Because to hear that his father was giving him up. He felt very happy. Why? Because father was going to leave him. Father was going to give him up. Father was not torturing him. He won't torture again. Why? Because mother came to his rescue. So he felt very happy. Why? Because father left him. Now father won't come to his torture. He felt very happy. I think he got the lesson. You understood the lesson, very easy lesson. Now I sent all the question answers for you by WhatsApp. I think you have copied, you have written it. Now come to the next part. We shall discuss which one? Homophones. Homophones. So before that, I'll give one homework. Kalam was the greatest scientist. So this is in superlative degree. Change into other degrees. One more. So what are the degrees? One superlative, comparative and positive. Superlative degree, comparative degree and positive degree. So change into other degrees means it is a superlative degree is given, change into comparative degree and positive degree. One more. So he is the most intelligent student. It is also in superlative degree. Change into other degrees means comparative and a positive degree. Okay. Next we shall discuss in the next period. Sai Ram.